What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dgotsauce, and I am back with another live stream, episode number 49. Man, it feels so good to be back, man. It really does. It feels so good to be back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all viewership as usual. Couple things. Let me do some things real quick. Let me do some things. Let me get right. Yeah, right. Alright, cool. So a couple things, man, I want to do before we get into the show. Hold on. I gotta get adjusted to this again. It's been a while. But a couple things I want to do before we get into the show, man. I want to say what up to the people. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate y'all viewership. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and make sure you guys tell me where y'all from, if y'all are tuned in, how was y'all day, whatever the case may be, man. Whatever the case may be, I hope y'all are doing well. I am doing well. It's been a while since I streamed because I've been extremely busy with life, with, my family, my job, my work, and things just happened where I had to take a little break from the streams. But I'm settled into my new place now. Family is good, everybody is good, and we are very happy. We're in a good place, and we just pushing forward at this moment. We just pushing forward. That's what we trying to do. So without further ado, man, I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be back. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do this. We here, man. Road to next goal is what? 5K, 10K? Road to whatever, man. Road to 1 billion. Road to 1 billion. Real talk, man. We gonna get into it, man. We gonna start off in NYC. Y'all know how we do it, man. Y'all know how we do it. We starting off with the crime, of course, because we have to talk about the crime before we get into the really good stuff. The crime is a big thing for me. I hate crime with a passion. I don't understand why people would sign themselves up for such a miserable situation at this time. Honestly, I think that people that are doing criminal stuff, wasting their lives. They're literally wasting their lives. I don't know how other way to put it. I might not explain it the best way, but seriously, the thing only leads to two places. Either death or jail. There's no in between. There's no maybe this, maybe that. There's no I'm rich and that's the end of the story. All the great ones, whether they were the top drug lord, whether they were the top bank robber, all of them. The people y'all be seeing movies after, they all either end up dead or in jail. There's no such good thing as a criminal. There's no such good thing. I don't know which other way to put it to y'all. And you should be wanting to live in a society that does not have any type of crime. I mean, is that just a hard thing to ask? There's too much out there in these streets, man. Let's get into the video, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. It's your boy Dgotsauce, man.
Well, now to an exclusive you'll see only right here on Fox 5.
We were there, and the only TV crew along for what police call the takedown of some of the most violent gang members they've ever seen.
All right, our Lisa Evers joins us now with her exclusive look with the NYPD. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha, we had that firsthand look at how the NYPD is bringing alleged gang members who terrorize their own community to justice. And now the Bronx DA says they've been charged in a 176-count felony indictment. Nay Benz, police say you're a trigger puller. Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that true? What? Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that?
Do I have to say anything for y'all to understand? I mean, seriously, y'all. It's like it's not getting better out there. It's getting worse and worse. The evil is crazy. The evil is crazy. He's literally yelling out to the cameras, to the police officers that got him in handcuffs. Pow, pow. What are we doing here? Let's continue.
We're here at a secret undercover location in the Bronx where NYPD detectives are getting ready to launch a manhunt for nearly 24 gang members wanted for serious felonies, including murder. It's a Lisa Evers exclusive. It's
Trash culture. Let's not forget. Absolute garbage. You know why? Because they're going to go away for a very, very long time if they're proven to be guilty. Of course. We don't know if they're really guilty or not. But just looking at the situation that we just saw before, I'm pretty sure they're guilty. Unfortunately.
before dawn on Wednesday, but NYPD detectives from the Gun Violence Suppression Division, called GVSD for short, are joined by detectives from Bronx precincts and warrant squads for this important mission. Their mission? Stopping the reign of terror caused by teens, young men, and a few women who engage in running gun battles with their opposition or ops at all hours of the day and night, no matter who's in the way, right in their own community.
These cases are the single most impactful reason that shootings trend downwards.
The targets are 20 members of the Slattery gang based out of Slattery Playground in the Fordham section of the Bronx.
If you come around from 2.
I can't believe they really named themselves after a playground. They really named themselves after a playground. This is crazy, y'all. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Why? Why would you want to go down this route? Kids is running from bullets. And you know what would have happened? Oh, it would have been another kid shot and killed on the streets. And what do we have to say about it? What do we have to say about it? He was a good kid. He was a good kid. Another senseless thing we are watching in New York City, man. Let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below.
That's when it fills up with all the gangs.
Investigators say they're responsible for more than a dozen shootings and attempted murders.
It's almost like they were competing with each other to see who could shoot more times.
The Slattery crew, also known by other names like Slaughtery and S-Block, allegedly...
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is ridiculous, y'all. This is ridiculous. Where's Black Lives Matter? Where is Black Lives Matter? They should be talking about this the same way they was talking about police officers on George Floyd's neck. Y'all see how many faces? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? This is what we dealing with. This is what we doing. This is our generational wealth. This is what we passing down to our kids. This hood mentality. Come on, y'all. We could do better. We could do better.
They took aim at their main opponents or ops, other young people, for no good reason. Investigators say the hatred is fueled by inflammatory disses about murdered ops and drill raps posted on social media. That's aspiring drill rapper Nate Benz, who police say is one of the gang leaders. The average age of the case subjects is 20. Teen girls are trigger pullers too, like the shooter in this video, says Deputy Inspector Craig Edelman.
They're shooting.
Average 20 years old. Some shooters are females. What are y'all doing? Y'all don't want to see 70? Y'all don't want to see 80? Y'all don't want to see your grandkids grow up? Y'all don't want to see abundance, life? What's going on? What's going on?
Each other with a yellow school bus filled with kids in between them.
Making the community safe again is their passion and purpose. For takedown leader, Detective Brandon Ravello, it's personal. This is where he grew up.
A lot of the subjects are wanted for being active trigger pullers, so they're asking us to put on these bulletproof vests before we go out to the locations once the manhunt gets underway. We're on the highway now as part of the caravan going to the first destination. These detectives know exactly who they are looking for because all of the subjects in this case have been pre-indicted by a Bronx grand jury.
Officers go into the building, every detail and movement planned in advance.
Right now, the detectives are inside the building, going into the apartment where they have a search warrant to apprehend the suspect.
Sergeant Christopher Neal is in constant communication with team members, making sure everyone gets in and out safely.
In recent history, we've seen that impact takedowns or takedowns of this magnitude have a profound impact on the community.
What's going on?
But they want to defund the police. Even in New York, they defund the police. That's why crime is running rampant down there. Chicago defunded the police. San Francisco, Chicago, California as a whole. Oakland, oh my gosh, Oakland is a war zone. But it's defund the police. They're pushing some crazy stuff out here, man.
A female suspect who's 8 months pregnant is
She's
brought
definitely
out in handcuffs
pregnant.
from an apartment.
What's going on? Why did they pick you up?
We are here executing a search warrant on Theobald Avenue in the Bronx in regards to a drive-by shooting that happened in a public school playground.
Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark announced a 176-count conspiracy indictment against the alleged gang members for everything from attempted murder to robbery and weapons possession. More than a dozen guns were recovered, including some from the takedown.
We're going to stay at this no matter what, no matter how long it takes. We are laser focused on making sure that we keep the public safe.
They are absolutely firing bullets without remorse or regret and without regard of anybody that's around.
This is one of the most violent crews that I've seen. You made our streets, our communities into a battlefield, and there's no excuse for that.
The team members believe their efforts are a step forward in making people feel safe again.
Today, I think, is a victory for the community. Anytime you have a gang that claims a territory inside of a park where children play, it has all the potential for tragedy.
So you're not a trigger puller? No, I don't pull no triggers. Now, as bad as it looks, all the defendants are presumed innocent until proven.
They are presumed innocent, but come on, man. They probably know exactly who they was going for. They knew exactly what they was doing. These people are sad, man. They're really sad, honestly. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for their parents because they could have been such a different type of person in life, you know what I mean? So it's kind of sad to just keep seeing these gangs forming over nonsense, forming over violence, forming over just senseless stuff to get you locked up or put in a coffin at the end of the day, man. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. I really appreciate y'all viewership. Let's get into the next topic, man. This one I came across, I was like, yo, did I just see what I saw? This is a crazy one. Apparently, somebody came around. It was in California or wherever the case may be, and they pulled out a sword and started slicing people up, man. You can't make this stuff up. Let's tune into the video, y'all, and see what's going on out here in these streets, man.
After a deadly sword attack in San Dimas, many questions remain and neighbors are still in shock. Eyewitness News reporter Rob McMillan brings us new video of the bizarre scene.
Cell phone video showing a woman in San Dimas carrying what looks like a samurai sword, leaving a trail of blood up and down the sidewalk.
I heard the sirens around, and then I heard the police says, "Get down, get down."
Tran Garcia was home when it happened. At the time, she didn't know the woman was carrying a sword, nor that another woman up the street had been killed.
You know, we are shocked. We are stunned.
It happened around 3:30 in the afternoon on Huntington Avenue, just north of Cienega. The call coming into the LA County Sheriff's Department as a rescue.
Upon arrival, deputies find a female suffering from numerous cuts and lacerations on her body. That female then directs them to a residence on the street where the deputies find an additional female suffering also from lacerations who was later pronounced dead at the scene. And as they continued through the residence, an additional female was found in the residence unharmed, who was also transferred to a local hospital due to a medical emergency.
But was this woman the...
Yo, what is going on out here in these streets? What is going on? This is wild behavior, for real. Wild. I can't believe even Asian women are getting it. They was trying to play Kill Bill out there. This is wild. Do you see the size of that sword? That sword is a wild sword. That's a katana right there. They was trying to do some damage. Let's continue, man.
The attacker or perhaps a victim. Additional video shows her walking up to the front door of a home a few doors down, blood streaming down one arm, carrying that sword in the other.
She just said hello. Maybe she was, crying for help. But at the same time, I'm thinking, why does she have the sword?
Neighbors say the people involved in this incident lived in this home on the corner. However, what happened inside that home yesterday afternoon is unclear. But the day afterward, many neighbors we spoke with are still shaking their heads.
They were quiet people. They only come out to get the mails, open the garage, and take the trash out. Other than that, they were quiet people.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Quiet people, but behind closed doors, they were very, very loud. Crazy. Unbelievable, man. RIP to that woman. I don't know what the case was. I don't know who did what the reason why she had a sword in her hand is still unclear. But somebody's dead, and that is crazy. That's tough. That's tough. We're wishing her a speedy recovery. I don't know what's going on with her, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about that down in the comments. This one was wild. I saw that. I said I had to come on here and say what I had to say about it. I had to say what I had to say. All right, we got one more video, man. I gotta get through. We got one more video. This one is more crime. And this one is pretty wild, right? Saw this video. And I was like, Oakland might just be up there with Chicago. I don't think that it is as deadly as Chicago, but the amount of guns and the amount of weapons that these gangs have, these blocks, it's insane. It's actually insane. It don't make any type of sense. Let's see what's going on out here in these streets of Oakland, man.
Gunfire erupts in one Oakland neighborhood, forcing residents to take cover in their homes tonight. Frustration and fear.
It's so weird about it. Sometime I'm at work and my wife, she's calling me, we just heard they shooting back outside.
Heightened concerns as residents in West Oakland say gun violence in their community is escalating. Hello again, I'm Greg Lee.
And I'm Christina Rendon. The shooting is just one of multiple incidents that have been reported in that area since the beginning of the month. KTVU's Amber Lee joining us live tonight in Oakland after talking to residents. Amber.
Christina, neighbors tell me they're frustrated and upset. They say the violence has been escalating in recent weeks. One frightening shooting was captured on video. This is video showing one of 3 shootings in a West.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean by it's pretty much up there with Chicago. That's a whole lot of gang violence. That's a whole lot of gang culture. That's a whole lot of trash culture. That's a whole lot of, you know how we do it, man. Out there on those streets. What are they even shooting at? And those bullets had to have killed somebody. Like, there's no way nobody walked away from that. There was way too much gunfire going on. That is insane. But these are the streets of Oakland, y'all.
Oakland neighborhood since July 4th. Neighbors tell me this incident took place Wednesday shortly before 12:30 in the morning.
No, that's scary. That's real scary. It was like we were at war, you know, and it don't make sense, you know, it doesn't. And so far as I'm concerned, kids, stop. Just stop. It ain't worth it.
Some residents suspect young people may be responsible for 3 shootings along 10th Street in a span of 2 weeks. They say the lack of security at the public housing complex in the area may be attracting criminal elements. One property owner asked us not to show his face for fear of retaliation.
We've had over 150 casings.
They don't even want to show their face on live television. I don't blame them. I don't blame them, because they might go now that these people might see him on TV, and then they want to go after him when they see him in the streets, because that's just how these evil people move.
Found just on the ground.
It's wild,
the street
man.
used to be a great street, and all of a sudden, in the last 2 weeks, it's turned into a nightmare.
There are no reports of anyone injured, but the barrage of gunfire has left a trail of damage.
Right now, no working.
Salah Al-Badam shows me the 4 spots where his car has been struck by bullets from the shooting on Wednesday. His brother's car was also hit multiple times. Al-Badam tells me his vehicle is his livelihood. He's a rideshare driver.
I'm so sad and I'm so mad, so angry after that. I want to move from Oakland.
Neighbors say the most recent shooting took place near Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary. It happened Thursday night, shortly before 10:30.
We're so upset, you know. We have kids, we have a family here, so we always worry about them.
People just want to live good, clean lives. People don't want no drama. They don't want no wars. They don't want no shootings in Oakland. And it's not a hard thing. It's not a bad thing to ask. It's really not. It's really not a hard thing to ask for, if you want to be honest. So why does it have to get like this? Why? This is bad behavior, y'all. This is terrible behavior. Terrible. You know, we praying for the streets. We praying for the streets. We praying that they get it together, because it's really a spiritual warfare out there that is latched on to these people, man. It's really some demons. There is. It really is. But let's finish off this video, man.
When we go work.
This father of 4 young children says gun violence in the area is escalating. What do you want the city to do?
Just keep Oakland safe and take care of more. They have to work hard for Oakland. Oakland is a good city.
Neighbors tell me they'd like to see more police in the area, especially foot patrols. They say city leaders need to do more to protect.
I can't, man. I can't. That city is terrible. That city is wild. There's no reason for it, honestly. We're not calling for the defunding of the police. We're calling for these people to be locked up or put away. Either one. Get them off the streets. Get them off the streets. We don't want that in Oakland. We don't want that where we're living. We don't want that in our neighborhoods. That's not what we're doing. All right? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about that down in the comments below, man. I really like to know y'all thoughts. Y'all already know how it is, man. Make sure y'all leave a like. Make sure y'all leave a subscribe. And comment down below if you're new. We're gonna get into the next topic. But I look like I gotta fix my camera. Yeah. Alright, hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me fix the camera. Let's see here, man. Let's see here. We can get this camera back on. If not, we just gonna rock out the way we gonna rock out. Honestly. Hold on. Alright. There we go. We back. Oh man, you can tell the rust is rusty. The rust is rusty. Let's move on. All right. So,
Mr. President, your political...
Getting ahead of myself. Looks like Sleepy Joe still out here sleeping. It don't matter if he dropped out the race or not. He still ain't there. He still ain't there. And this guy is the guy that's running the presidency right now. And apparently he was asked about his endorsement of Kamala Harris, and this guy endorsed Trump instead. Let's tune into the video, y'all.
Mr. President, your political future has hung over the NATO summit a little bit this week. Speaker Pelosi made a point of suggesting that your decision on whether to stay in the race was still open. George Clooney and a handful of lawmakers have called on you to step aside. Reuters is reporting tonight that UAW leadership is concerned about your ability to win.
UAW just endorsed me, but go ahead.
Thank you. My question for you is, how are you incorporating these developments into your decision to stay? And separately, what concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she's not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me, Joe. Joe, you gotta be kidding me, Joe. You the president of the United States of America. You got to be able to answer questions. You at least gotta be able to answer questions. This is ridiculous, Joe. Come on, man. I thought since you dropped out, you was gonna be doing better. Honestly, I really did. I thought all the stress is off, all the pressure's gone. It's time to cook. But no, you still sleepy, bro.
Number one. The fact is that the consideration is that I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again. Secondly, the idea, I served in the Senate a long time. The idea that senators and congressmen running for office worry about the ticket is not unusual. And I might add, there are at least 5 presidents running or incumbent presidents who had lower numbers than I have now, later in the campaign. So it's a long...
Just because you lower your voice and lower your neck into the mic and have a deeper voice, don't mean that your point got across, brother. To be honest with you, I think he was trying to hear a hand clap behind that. Joe Biden, come on, man. I thought, like, I really did think he was gonna do better, bro. I really did. I voted for you, man. I voted for you. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna do it again. I wouldn't have done it again. I know I wouldn't have done it again. Just because the performance you put on for these past 4 years, you and Kamala Harris, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, but let's continue.
Long way to go in this campaign. And so I'm just going to keep moving. And because, look, I got more work to do. We got more work to finish. There's so much, we made so much progress. Think about it. Think about where we are economically relative to the rest of the world. Name me a world leader who wouldn't want to trade places with our economy. We've created over 800,000 manufacturing jobs, 1.5 million jobs. I mean, so things are moving. We got more to go. Working class people still have needs.
Nah. Did he just say we got millions of people getting jobs? I mean, we got ways to go. Hold on, we gotta hear that again.
We want to trade places with our economy. We've created over 800,000 manufacturing jobs, 1.5 million jobs. I mean, so things are moving.
1.5 million. I mean, so things are moving. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We got more to go. Working class people still need help. Corporate greed is still at large. Their prices, the corporate profits have doubled since the pandemic. They're coming down, and so I'm optimistic.
No, come on, man. Come on, Biden. I can't believe you. I can't believe you, bro. That's not why. Inflation is up because of you. We know this. Inflation is up because of bad policy. No money is coming in. We understand. Y'all are printing money. Y'all are paying off student loans. Y'all are printing. Y'all are paying for wars. All the US dollars is going outside of the country or into your pockets. We know what it is, Joe. We know what it is. Y'all are flying on private jets now. But then you got the nerve to say the corporate person is greedy. No, that's not what it is. It's you. It's inflation. And not only is it you and inflation, but it is the people out there too. They don't have the skills. They don't have the success mentality. They don't want to be great. And you're keeping them that way. Honestly, you really are. When you're saying that, oh, corporate people are greedy, tax the rich. Who don't want to be rich? I don't know anybody that don't want to be rich. You even don't want to be rich. I mean, you want to be rich. Everybody knows you want to be on those private jets. You want to have the Secret Service around you. It's a great feeling, but you out here acting like that's not a good feeling. Like people don't want to be rich. Everybody wants to be rich. And if you don't want to be rich, then cool, be you. But for the majority of us, we trying to get to it. We trying to get to it. And we don't want to be taxed when we get rich too, by the way. We don't want to be taxed. So all this talk about this, your job reports it's not good. It's not good, especially this month. The stock market today was a terrible day. Really, really bad day. I mean, numbers we haven't seen since COVID-19. I'm serious. I'm tuned in. But let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. Y'all already know how we do it, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. It's your boy Dgotsauce, man. It's your boy Dgotsauce, man. Let's head into the next video, man. A lot has been going on. I'm completely chilling though. I can't lie to you. I'm chilling. I feel great, man. I'm in a great space. I feel like a lot has been accomplished. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. A lot has been accomplished. A lot has been moving. Things are good, man. Things are good for real. And you know, every day that I push, every day that I go through what I go through, I sometimes do have to sit back and like take a deep breath sometimes and just gather my thoughts before I get to it again, you know? And that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing when I was taking my little break. I mean to go live. I would love to always go live. I really would, but honestly, I was moving, I was working, I was grinding, but I still did not miss one day of posting to my channel, whether it was one video or 3 videos or 4 or 5 videos a day. I didn't miss a day. And I am honestly, I'm proud of myself because, you know, sometimes I gotta big up myself, man, for the consistency. I always said when I first started this thing out, I was like, yo, Diedrich, if you're gonna do this, you gotta be consistent. Gotta be consistent. I started at about 300 subscribers this year alone. And my goal by the end of the year was to hit 1K. I hit it within 3 to 4 months. And I was super excited. I was super happy. I was super amped, you know, because it was a goal that I've been really doing this YouTube thing for a while now. So to finally see 1K, I was like, all right, word. This is cool. This is cool. And you know, I'm pushing for the next goal. I'm pushing to do better outside of YouTube. I'm pushing my brain. I'm pushing my body. I'm pushing my family. I'm pushing us to be great. I'm pushing y'all too. I don't want to look like a little give up person. I don't want to look like a little person that, you know, gets in his feelings. That's not me. Don't get me wrong. I get my days where I like stress or whatever. But for the majority of my life, I'm not stressing. I don't deal with anxiety. I don't deal with depression. And there's a way of me dealing with those things because, you know, I was just raised completely different, actually. I'll tell you a little story. To me, growing up, those things were considered pretty much evil spirits. All right? I was raised in a church. I was raised in a Pentecostal church. So my background when it comes to believing and being a follower of Christ, I am for sure a follower of Christ. I will never deny him. That's how I was raised. That's my God. That's who I serve. It's that simple. You know, y'all can serve whoever y'all want. I believe in freedom of religion, and I believe in freedom of expression. We all go through things. We all have our baggages, but you know, as long as you are a positive person for the most part, and you are giving back to the community in a good way, I'm not going to be fighting you. I'm not going to be fighting you. I might be fighting the spirit in you, but I might not be fighting you. So if anybody ever gets offended, if anybody ever gets bothered by what I say, I would love to have a conversation with you on live. I would love to. And I do not want to back down from any challenge. If y'all do want to come on here and speak your piece, if you disagree, if you agree, y'all are welcome to come up. Y'all are welcome to come up. And that goes on. That's gonna be me. That's how I'm gonna be moving from here on out. That's how I'm gonna be moving. We can have these tough conversations. I want to have these tough conversations. I'm trying to be great. I want you to be great. And if we can both come to an understanding, or if we can just speak both our opinions and move along with the situation and let bygones be bygones, let's do that also. Let's do that also. I love to hear people speak because it gives me a chance to hear them out, you know what I mean? And it gives you a chance to hear them out. And then we can make an informed decision on if we choose to follow these people or not. And it's just like that. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day though, man. It's another live stream. It's another live stream. Let's get into this next video. I hope y'all know Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com. That is actually a really cool guy. He's a really cool guy, and I follow his content. So big shout outs to Anton, right? But he was on Fox News, him and another woman. I forget her name at the moment, but she actually killed this interview also. It was a beautiful thing to see them on here speaking about what Kamala Harris, about how they feel about Kamala Harris. Or should I say, in my tune, Kamala Hilarious. Because she's always smiling. Look at her. I mean, just look at her. Always giggling, always smiling. But apparently they got something to say. So let's tune into the video and see what's going on out here in these streets.
Joining us now is Stacey Washington, host of Stacey on the Right, SiriusXM Patriot Radio, and Anton Daniels, YouTuber and content creator. Anton, let's start with you. You just went viral for an exchange that you had with a Kamala supporter. Let's watch.
Would you vote for?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Is it only because she's a black woman?
Yeah.
Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
We're in 3 proxy wars. She failed at the border. She has no policy, no record to stand on.
Okay, Anton, first of all, I think I've...
Before he even starts speaking, let me say my piece real quick, man. He's right, though. How you gonna just vote off of color? We did that with Obama. Real talk. We did that with Obama. Automatically, the black community was like, yo, this is how we moved. The black community was like, we gotta vote for Obama. We got to vote for Obama. Regardless of what anybody's talking about, even though what's his name on the other side was trash. It was a blowout. He was trash. Compared to Obama, Mitt Romney was garbage. He was garbage. But everybody was voting for Obama. Everybody wanted him in there. The energy was crazy. The energy was different. But this is a completely different vibe. We just dealt with 4 years of what they have been doing for this entire country this entire time. We're in 2 wars. The economy is crashing. The stock market's crashing. Things are getting expensive out here in these streets. I mean, people are getting their loans paid off. Don't get me wrong. He got y'all vote. But he sure ain't got the rest of America's vote that probably didn't even go to school. Probably paid for school out of their own hard-working income. And now they got nothing out of it. That's the key thing y'all are forgetting. There's a whole nother demographic of people that do not agree with the policies that y'all give. Because it's not for them. At the end of the day, it's not for them. We're happy you guys got it. Don't get us wrong. People are happy that y'all don't have no more student loans. I'm not jealous of you for sure. Get yours. I wish I had student loans that could be forgiven. But a lot of people didn't go that route, so it's really not affecting us. And there's certain other things like the migrant crisis. Like, the migrant crisis is going crazy right now. There's so many millions, over 15 to 20 million people, they said, is coming into the United States this year alone. Listen, y'all, when I'm walking down the street or I'm not driving my car now in the streets of Brockton, Lowell, I see people on the side of the street selling mangoes and watermelon. Okay? It's real out here.
Forwarded that to 20 of my friends. That was such an awesome takedown. But tell us about that, because I saw some of the other participants like nervously drinking their Coke or whatever they were drinking. But tell us about your interactions with people who happen to be African American who instinctively seem to go for Kamala because it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely. I think it's unfortunate because the majority of my interactions is me being looked at as the bad guy because ultimately they think that I'm supposed to be on code, even though I know and they know that it's not in our best interest, in my family's best interest, in the country's best interest. And when we continue to play identity politics, the thing that they usually refer to is our previous history in electing people in office that ultimately even they will concede that they didn't have our best interests at heart. And so when I'm interacting with these people, often at times it's very difficult for them to step outside of being on code in order to do the thing that's even in their best interest. So I'm often looked at as a bad guy, but in reality, they know I'm telling the truth, and that's why it's so difficult for them to be able to convey and then debate what it is that I'm telling them, because they already know what the truth is. They're not unfamiliar with what it is that they experienced over the last 3.5 years. They're suffering, they don't have jobs, they have lower wages, they can't pay their bills. And so when they experience this, but it's very difficult for us as a community to then break away from the popular thing to do because they don't want to be a part of the cool kids club anymore.
Well, Stacey, I have to say that seems to sum it up. It's reflexive, and it takes a lot.
Yeah, he just broke that whole thing down. She gonna have little to say after this because Anton Daniels just tore the whole thing up. He took about a good minute to respond. He took his time and he did his thing.
A lot of courage. You know that. Of course, Anton knows that. I clerk for Justice Thomas. I mean, they're still beating him up all these years later. So it's a tough place to be, but it's factually the right place to be. So, Stacey, how do you handle this? And by the way, Kamala Harris behind in Georgia in the swing state poll average, I think by 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. So she's speaking in Atlanta, lots of Kamala signs behind her. One white dude behind her, I see him. Stacey, thoughts on this?
You know, Laura, I think Anton hit the nail on the head. This is about policy, and no one, I don't care who you are, if you're a white woman, a black woman, it doesn't matter what your skin is. What matters is, how do these policies impact you? How does the policy of open borders and giving jobs to foreigners instead of Americans impact your bottom line? How does the double-digit inflation, which stacks up month after month, is cumulative, impact your bottom line? Can you still save money? Can you take a vacation? Can you buy that home? Can you upgrade? Can you move out of an apartment into a house? Daniels. These are very real impacts. Anton described them well. And I think when I find people that only want me to address my life as if I get up every morning and say, what am I going to do today because I'm black? They don't understand me. I'm a human being. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm just somebody's mom on the radio. I'm just somebody's mom on Laura Ingraham tonight for the first time. Thank you. But I'm sitting here listening to Anton. He makes sense. And what makes sense to me is what the policy is, you know?
Well, okay, these are facts, okay?
Stacey is you could tell she's just a mother, she's a wife, she's chilling, she's cool in it. She's just an everyday American. Like the rest of us. She sees what's going on, she feels what's going on, and it don't look like she's impressed. She's not impressed with the Democratic Party. We understand. We understand. Like it's not cool what they're doing out here.
Into the image making of Kamala, even the New York Times today, and forgive me for not having the direct quote, but the New York Times today had to write a piece about Kamala's biographical transformation. And there was a piece about how her father, who's of Jamaican descent, he was a Marxist economist at Stanford, socialist Marxist economist at Stanford. He's still alive. Very controversial, but he's a tenured professor at Stanford University. That she never really talked much about him, that he's kind of a footnote in her biography. But then she leans into it, Anton, and President Trump spoke about this with me. She leans into it, I guess, for her political benefit.
Absolutely. And I think that identity politics is the play. When you don't have anything else to lean on, when you spent the majority of the time being absent, and then on top of that, you then advocated for being part of the alphabet community, which I call them, and then you failed at the border to the tune of the estimation of 10 to 15 million migrants coming into this country illegally, what else do you have to stand on? So then you start to lean on the thing that even black people, honestly, when I'm having these conversations, black people don't even consider her a part of the cool kids club, but they have to lean on it in order to have something to even be able to hold on to instead of just saying, hey, listen, Trump is the best candidate. They want to say that I want to be a part of the Democratic Party.
Nah, it's a fact though. They definitely are going to be some people that are just going to vote straight off of just the fact that she's black. That's a fact. They don't care. They don't care what you're talking about. They don't care what she done in her past. They don't care what policies she got in play. They see a black woman, they're going that way. That's it. That's it. That's what you call a non-informed voter, for sure. But if you actually look at the policies, actually look at the plays that she has done, even in San Francisco, if you look at her policies in the country and the state we're in, you have to look at and see what exactly has she been doing, or have they been doing in the last 4 years. You cannot just forget just because. We need to know who is the best person to run this country, for real. This ain't no game. This ain't a movie. This ain't none of that. This is real life. There's real wars going on out here. There's real death happening. There's real deals being made. We need the best person in office. And that's that. It's just that simple.
So they figure out a way to validate themselves to be a part of this movement, which is not even best for them. It's silly.
Stacey, a friend of mine who went to law school with me, just messaged me. We were told from the beginning that they couldn't argue the issues. And they know that Trump is better on the economy, better on defending our interests, better on the border, stopping illegal immigration. He won't drag us into war. So all they do is revert back to the childish games as we saw with the white dudes for Kamala. I mean, how pathetic is that? It's almost like it's I thought actually a conservative must have made that. I thought that whole Zoom was created by a conservative because it was
White dudes for Kamala. White dudes for Kamala. Are you serious? Are you serious? But then they make it about race when Trump says black job. They make it an issue when Trump says black jobs, but they can see white dudes for Kamala. It's a double standard, man. It's really extreme. Everybody is playing the race card. Everybody wants to know what a black job is. Everybody wants to know what a Hispanic job is. Everybody wants to know what a white job is. Y'all are American citizens. If you're an American citizen, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, Mexican, from Canada, it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. You can get any job you want. It's not that big of a deal to say, oh, it's a black job. Oh, it's a Spanish job. No, it's a job. Stop trying to say, what do you guys do for the black community? What do you guys do for the Spanish community? No, what are y'all doing for American citizens? What are y'all doing for people that go to work every day and can't afford to pay their rent? What are y'all doing? People are losing houses out here. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their cars. They're getting repoed. People are living out here on these streets. People are really struggling. Really struggling. And everybody's worried about what a black job is. What are you talking about? We ain't victims anymore. We ain't second-class citizens anymore. You can get any job you want if you work hard and if you have a skill that is actually needed. But you have to have a skill that people are desperate for. And you will always have a job. Always. Always.
It was so repulsive, but it was so funny. I think, and one of the people speaking, I think, a lot of the mail-in ballots were hidden. But it's a very strange. They think that helps them.
Yeah, they do. But I think, there are people in America whose incomes are such that these double-digit inflationary impacts don't really mean anything to them. They're insulated from the policy decisions they make in the ballot box. But for most Americans, that's not the case. And even if you are wealthy, if you care about your bottom line, if you're actually very frugal and you pay attention to your money, you don't want to see double-digit inflation. You don't want to see America sending $200 billion to Ukraine. You don't want to see boots on the ground, our own children spilling our blood and treasure abroad for something that we really have no interest in. And you really want to see some cogent domestic policy that prioritizes some of our very serious issues that we had, even coming out of the pandemic: homelessness, mental health crisis, health care. There's some things.
Hey, she's cooking. She's cooking. She's cooking. She's talking straight truth. She is cooking stuff that we actually care about, stuff that we actually need. What is going on? Let's talk about it.
We need to do.
I know, but Stacey, you're dealing in the realm of facts. When you actually see interviews, when people are pushed on this who are refusing to think differently, they'll say stuff like, well, but he's not going to be good on equity, right, Anton? Equity. He's going to disembowel equity. And what I say to folks is, how's all the equity of the last 3.5 years worked out for your communities? Illegal immigrants using your schools?
It's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And it's so funny because, I've been seeing this whole movement, right, where they first leverage sororities and fraternities as far as the Divine Nine to try to include them in order to try to get her to be obviously presidential. I don't think that it's working because everybody that's in my community and the people that I speak with, especially black men, are even disappointed in white men in that why would you then follow white women who are extreme feminists and then let them follow black women in order to try to be a part of this cool kids club?
Oh my God.
When you can't stand on policy and you can't stand on real things that's going to help everyday Americans, especially those that are in these Democratic hellholes that are suffering the most. It's insane.
We got Stacey and Anton, fantastic first appearances on the Ingram Angle. Love having you on, and I'm going to try to get the man bun guy on the show. Okay, we'll see if he can actually.
Oh shoot! Shout outs to Anton, man. He definitely killed it just now. Definitely killed it. Yeah, y'all let me know y'all thoughts about that down in the comments below. It's your boy Dgotsauce, man. Shoot. Till next time. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Can't lie. I can't lie. That's very interesting.
Your 401k just...
Of course it would start playing. Listen here, man. They wasn't lying. They not telling no type of lies. Let me push up the chair. They ain't telling no type of lies. It's wreck. It's wreck if you really want to be honest. What they're doing, what they've done in the Democratic Party, nobody's excited. Nobody's impressed. Nobody's impressed. We'll be honest with you. It was better 4 years ago. It really was. And the policies that Trump is trying to bring really just speaks volume. He's trying to lower our taxes by increasing the tariffs on countries that are importing goods in, which is a really, really good job because you understand how much it means to save 3%, 4%, 5% on your taxes. You can make back so much more money that the federal government is taking from us to pay and fund, for instance, migrant crisis, to pay and fund wars, to pay and fund a lot of things that are going on out here in these streets. Police officers. All this stuff is all in the pool of what our federal taxes pay for. So if we can get and find ways to lower our federal taxes and actually have the government or other countries pay for it, that would be a beautiful, beautiful thing for every single American. Whether you're black, white, Haitian, Zimbabwean, Chinese, it don't matter. That would be phenomenal for everybody. Phenomenal. So that's just a little 2 cents that I had to put in there. He's a businessman. He knows how to get things done. I'll put it that way.
Bangladesh is under a nationwide...
I'll put it that way. He's a businessman. He knows how to save. You want to be somewhat business minded. If you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna like Trump. If you're an entrepreneur, let's just be honest. If you're a wealthy person, most likely you're gonna like Trump. Even if you're not a wealthy person, but you just hate having to pay such high taxes, you're like, dang, I worked so much hours and all of it's getting taxed. You're gonna be like, dang, that's not a bad idea. Like, I could save so much money. So much more money could come back into our pockets, my family's pockets, all that. It makes sense. They're trying to distract us, I feel like. They're trying to distract a lot of us with, talks of things that really don't really play a big role. Like, they keep pushing, I'll say it, they'll keep pushing Project 25, right? Before we get into this next video. They keep pushing Project 25, although Trump has denied pushing it, endorsing it, even following it. They push it, especially in the media. They push it, they say, oh, this is what his plan is, this is what he's gonna do. And the most people I see that are really bothered by it are women. That's just the honest truth. Liberal women. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I've read up a little bit about it. I can't lie, because I had to hear about it and I was like, I gotta do my research on this. But I really wanted to know what this Project 25 was about. So I did a little bit of digging. I researched a little bit and I found some things. I was like, okay, it's some of the stuff is definitely extreme, but for the majority of it, I don't see what's wrong with this. I'll be honest with you. To me, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, even if he says himself, yo, I'm not for this. I'm not backing this. I like some of the things that are in it. And I think some of the other things that are in it are very extreme. That's his opinion on it. That's his opinion on it. If he wanted it to happen, I think he would be the one to say, yeah, I'm gonna do this. But for a lot of people, they are literally saying it will be the end of the world if that thing happens, which I don't even think is gonna happen. That's not even his mindset. His mindset is, how can we as Americans lower our interest rate, slow the people down that are coming in, and vet them accordingly, because the borders are wide open. Lower income taxes, lower the inflation. I think I already said that, but this is what a lot of people are looking for, and stop the war. The war is another big thing. But everybody just wants to talk about, oh, Project 25, Project 25. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not with the false media. I actually look and I study these things. I try to make myself an informed voter. I try to make myself an informed media journalist, because this is what I feel like I'm doing. I'm being a journalist here. But honestly, I'm very interested to see what he will do if he does become president of the United States again. I'll be honest with you. Because the last 4 years was a no. The last 4 years was a no. But moving on. It's getting a little toasty in here. Open up this window real quick before we get into the next video. Make sure everything is good. Alright. We straight. Let's get into the next video, y'all. Get into the next video. Bangladesh going crazy. A lot of people out here dying in the streets because of protests, and they wanted, and they have achieved, their prime minister to resign. She has stepped down, and she has also fled the country. Let's tune into the video and see what's going on out here in these streets.
Bangladesh is under a nationwide curfew and internet blackout after a weekend of violent clashes between security forces and protesters. Almost 300 people have died, with thousands more injured. The protests have grown into a national movement against Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her increasingly autocratic rule. Ali Rogan has more.
In Bangladesh, protests over a government jobs policy ignited a broader movement against the country's longtime leader.
Yes, I want to step down Sheikh Hasina!
Protesters say Sheikh Hasina's violent crackdown is destroying her image and legacy tied to the birth of the nation itself.
We want the government to resign. We want to go back to the golden times we had in the past.
Student protests began in mid-July against a government workforce quota system which reserves some jobs for veterans of the country's 1971 War for Independence and their families. Hasina responded with violence, imposing an internet blackout and curfew, with security forces given an order to shoot on sight.
That's wild. So it was 300 people that died because of police is killing them out there on these streets. That's wild. That is some dictator stuff for sure. For sure. And that's insane to me. How could she possibly think that was a good thing to do? This is not good. This is bad. This is bad. Especially if the protesters are peaceful. But obviously it's gone way past that point at this moment in time. It's gone past that. But seriously, this is chaos. This is worse than Haiti. Real talk. Haiti was kind of like this earlier in the year with their protests. It seems like the whole world is just unhappy. So it's chaotic. Let's continue.
The government reduced the quota after demonstrations began, but the protests had already expanded to calls for justice for those killed in the crackdown, a toll now exceeding 200.
They are killing people indiscriminately, people are being jailed, people are being tortured. At the same time, you are seeing the courage of the people of Bangladesh who have decided they will not sit down, they will not go down without a fight.
Hasina and the quota system are part of Bangladesh's founding story. Her father was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who led the fight for an independent Bengali state after the partition of British-ruled India in 1947. The Muslim-majority areas became East and West Pakistan, but the Bengali-speaking East Pakistanis faced exploitation and marginalization from the West. Mujib helped found the Bengali nationalist Awami League, which fought for independence at the polls and eventually in a bloody war against West Pakistan. In the war's 9 months, about 3 million people were killed and millions more displaced. Mujib became independent Bangladesh's first prime minister and put the quota system in place as a reward for Bangladesh's freedom fighters. He was assassinated in 1975, and Hasina positioned herself as his political and ideological successor.
People see her as a harbinger of democracy, the daughter of the father of the revolution.
Oh, so she wasn't even voted in or nothing? Yeah, she gotta go. She had to go. She can't, that's not how people like it. People want to be able to vote. People want to be able to choose the best option for the way they want to go as an entire community. And it's looking like this is not the way they want to go anymore. Clearly. She should have stepped down before she pulled any triggers or told the police or the army to shoot people down past a certain time. This is wild. This is wild. She was going to get killed. She was going to get assassinated too. This is insane. What is she doing?
And in 1991 actually gets elected to be the prime minister. And then she loses in 1996. And from 1996 to 2008, she continues to fight for democracy and gets a lot of support, a lot of goodwill.
Salil Tripathi is a writer and the author of a book on the Bangladesh War. He says after Hasina regained power, her commitment to democracy waned as she won 3 disputed elections in a row.
All of that has been accompanied by a period of serious human rights violation, an economic downturn, and this perception of nepotism and corruption.
He says most of the beneficiaries of the quota system were from the founding Awami League, excluding supporters of opposition parties.
The quota became the symptom, and now it has become full-scale opposition to her rule.
Since protests began, police have arrested at least 11,000 people.
Many were punished. After getting out from jail, they're showing the same face. They will not be spared easily.
One student protest leader said police abducted, sedated, and detained him for days.
I think they took us away to refrain us from making decisions about the movement while they massacred all these people. They made some of us disappear. Some were beaten. We were pressured to stop the movement.
Hasina stoked tensions when she referred to the protesters as Razakars, a wartime slur for supporters of the Pakistani military who fought the Bangladeshi freedom fighters.
The Razakars is the word she used on the 14th of July. And so the students started a protest saying that we are Razakars, you are Razakars, everyone is a Razakar, as a kind of, and campaign against it.
Wow, so they were pretty much calling them the enemy, even though they live there, they're citizens there, they're probably workers there, they're students there. That's insane. That's really, like, when you think about it, she had no right, no sense of humanity when you really think about it. For her to then say it's okay to do what she did, there's going to be a rebellious spirit around that. That's insane. That's insane.
And the protest just snowballed.
Now, international pressure is mounting. The United Nations and European Union are calling on the government to halt its attacks. The UN human rights chief wants the government to disclose details about the crackdown. But Tripathi says the number of crises spiraling elsewhere in the world is fracturing the world's attention.
On one hand, you have the conflict in Ukraine, then you have the conflict in the Middle East, in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
The US is in the middle of its own election. The Venezuelan election has thrown, a rabbit out of the hat now. So I think there are lots of other priorities which are also distracting the international community.
We want justice! Inside Bangladesh, the national reckoning persists.
People make mistakes. If she would have apologized, everything would go back to normal. If she cannot control it, things will keep getting heated.
As protesters continue to defy police in the streets, it's clear that for some, an apology is no longer enough.
Well, she stepped down and she left the country, so it don't look like she's going to be apologizing. It look like she's trying to live out the rest of her life in some other land. Good luck to y'all. I hope y'all the best. I really do. I hope that y'all get it together, and I hope that y'all have good candidates for the next Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Y'all are a huge part of this world, so we definitely want to see you guys thrive. This is crazy. This is crazy. Give the people what they need, hear the people out on what they want, and try to make it happen, man. Try to make it happen. Let me know y'all thoughts about that down in the comments below. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts, man. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. Cool, man. It's been a dope show. It's been a dope show. We're a little over an hour and 18 minutes. I was not going to try to do a long one today, so I'm gonna do one more video with y'all, man, and get y'all out of here, because people got things to do tomorrow morning too. Gotta be up early. I got a bag to make too. You know what I mean? But we got some more topics that we got to get into throughout the week, and I'm definitely going to be coming back on here. And I hope to see people showing love. I hope to see it. I'm back, ready to do this thing again. We trying to get to episode 100 before the year is over. That is another goal. So we are halfway there, pretty much. Halfway there. Not every episode is going to be long. Not every episode is going to be like this, like a show, a full show. Sometimes episodes are just going to be about rallies. Sometimes the episodes will be about things I've seen that are a lengthy video that I just want to break down on the live. So make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. And shoot, man, enjoy the show. As we grow, as we get better, y'all will see, man. More will come. More will always come, man. I'm not worried. I know which direction I'm trying to go with this channel. And now that I'm settled in, I could actually make it happen. So I'm excited to see what we are going to do, where we're going next. And yeah, man, just keep tuned, man. Keep tuned in. We got one more video that we're gonna get into, and it's about these woke minds, the woke culture. You know, the lefties. They're always losing it. We got 10 minutes of a delusional woke people getting owned. Let's tune into the video, y'all, and see what's going on out here in these streets, man.
Curious about outspoken online characters facing real challenges? Watch these delusional wokies tackle the facts. And also like and subscribe, or you'll become a wokie.
How you doing, guys? Do you want to tell us why you're here? Can you tell us why you're still wearing a mask? Is that for COVID or to like protect your identity? Oh. Touch my...
You do not choke me. Transgender boys who might not have their own money to go buy tampons, if they're provided free in the bathroom, it's a huge plus.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body menstruates.
If your chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of
They're
people
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men. You are not a man. You can pretend to be a man, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Live your life.
This elementary...
Yo, if he did not break that down in the most simple and commonsensical way, I can't do it any better. Or maybe I can. Maybe I can. I can make it a little funnier, for sure. He's right. He's right, though. Men do not bleed. We don't need tampons. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Since when do any type of man need tampons? Y'all are making this up, and it's cool. It's cool. We get it. You wanna be a man. You wanna be a man. I get it. We all get it. But you're not. You're not. Let's continue, man.
Preschool teacher tried to explain basic biology to wokies, and all they could do was pretend to laugh. Maybe they all need to go back to the 5th grade.
You see how wide open her eyes are, too? I can't tell if this is a guy or woman, actually, but look at the ears. I mean, it speaks for itself. It really does speak for itself. And no, nothing against you as a person. But, you know, it's not something that I partake in. That's just me. I'll just be honest with you. Let's continue, man.
Great.
I think that the Constitution's the best document in political history.
Greatest political document ever
There you
written.
go.
Thank you.
I want to know, how is it possible to believe that when it's based on racist principles? They describe indigenous peoples as merciless Indian savages. They don't describe African Americans as full people, and they don't even recognize other people of color and other minorities that we see today. So I just want to know how you think it's possible to believe that's such a great document we're
Thank
founded
you for the
upon.
question. Where does it say that in the document? No, keeper. Where does it say that in the document?
I'm sorry, what?
Where does it say what you said in the actual document?
I'm not entirely sure,
It
but...
doesn't.
No,
She tried to call the Constitution racist, but when asked to back it up, she had no sources. LOL.
If you're willing to be educated, I'm willing to teach. But if you're not willing to listen, a transmasculine person in a dress talking to transphobes is never safe, whether it's physical or verbal. Okay, so you're not willing to have a discussion.
That's a whole lot of trans. That's a whole lot of trans. They got a word for trans. They got something after every trans word, for real. You could be trans cat, trans dog, trans elephant, trans delusional. You could be any trans, anything you want.
I
guess.
discussion because it wouldn't be a safe space. I am not willing to have a discussion about whether or not I am real and valid.
This Wokey says that other voices should be given more priority because she's so privileged.
Anybody that fears a slut walk is ignorant, and I think that anybody that fears too much, I mean, sometimes, excuse me, go away. So to me, it's having ownership over your own space.
These Wokies act terrible and look terrible. They undermine their own arguments on women's issues.
In the past, you've talked about how...
Oh, is she good? Is she good? Your belly was out.
White Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same...
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well...
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans who, like black Americans, have been African Americans, have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but...
And this is the discussion that still is so annoying to me. It's so annoying to me. You're only getting replaced if you can't win. Honestly, these people that are coming in are definitely gonna outwork you. They're definitely gonna work for less than you, and your American citizen self is going to be like, yo, I've been here, I worked my butt off, and you fired me and hired this guy that can barely speak English. And he's gonna look at you and he's gonna say, yeah, he works harder than you and he's working for less. Some companies are not going to do that. Some companies are going to be loyal. But there's a possibility that this is going to happen. And listen, if you're working an everyday job already, you already see it. You've already seen it. You've already seen it. And there's nothing wrong with people getting to this bag. That's what we're all feeling to understand. Whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're a different race. Everybody is trying to get to that American dream. Everybody is trying to get to that white picket fence. And there's only one way to do it. You have to outwork everyone else. You have no choice. It's not going to be easy. It's not just a simple thing. You have to literally put in the work. You have to outwork these people. You have to go out and show up every day. You gotta get your degree. You gotta get your trade. You gotta put in the work. And it's just that simple.
When our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
Well,
let's pull that back. I'm happy to explain what I do think. Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it. It's not. First of all,
it's inspired one of the worst Australian guys.
How do they get people this stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but
a Wokey journalist tried painting him as a monster by implication. She got debunked. Apparently, she quit her job after this exchange. LMAO.
You sincerely believe that I should be subject to punitive justice on the basis of what I'm wearing? And if so, are you willing to turn yourself in for wearing women's panties in your gay college film?
Well, I'll take those questions in order, I guess. The first one, I would encourage you to behave as a man, is what I would do. Because you are a man, and I don't know how exactly you came to the point where you think you're a woman or very much would like to be a woman, but you aren't. And I don't think anyone who is affirming your delusion is helping you. I don't think that they're actually an ally of yours. I think they're lying to you, and I think it's very disrespectful, and I think it will not lead to your flourishing. I think it will only immiserate you. And so you might hate me for telling you the truth, but I think the truth will set you free.
This wokie came at him with so many bad-faced statements. He responded with a calm and cool reality check.
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this. Next question.
She was just too pregnant to engage in her wokie nonsense right now. Get a helmet, LOL.
Microsoft staff introducing themselves to the audience. Here they go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
I'm an Asian.
Nah, that's a skit. That's a skit. That can't be real. That's a skit. That's a skit. This can't be real, Microsoft. No, ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's a skit. This is fake news. That can't be real. They ain't introducing themselves like that. People ain't really out here recording themselves talking about my name is Dgotsauce and I'm a black man. I identify as a man. My pronouns are he, him. Ain't no way people are doing that, real talk. Ain't no way. Not for Microsoft. Not these intelligent brains. I would hope. I would hope this is a joke. I'd hope.
Asian white
Maybe it's
female
not.
with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
I'm a tall Hispanic male wearing a blue shirt, khaki pants.
Now, Bella, speaking as a Caucasian, sort of Dutch background, he, him, Microsoft says
I know.
it was...
We ain't used to it either. I don't identify myself like that, so I'm not used to it. I can't just spit it out. I'm me. That's who I am. Simple.
Doing
Crazy.
this to help out the blind. But why is stating your race and your gender pronouns relevant in discussing tech issues?
Oh, it's completely irrelevant. This is just massive wokeness on a level that I've never seen before. You know, you think you reach peak woke and then you see something like this and you realize that you haven't. And it's just really unbelievable, and it's embarrassing. It's the most cringeworthy thing I've seen on television.
Just when you thought you've seen peak wokeness. I can't believe we have to introduce ourselves with disclaimers now.
I know I'm gay, actually. Okay, females. I'm gay. You see, typical lefty. You don't like someone, call them homophobic, call them a fascist, call them a racist, call them a Nazi. Because that's what the Guardian teaches you. This is what happens when you drink too much soya milk. It rots your brain.
Overloaded on.
So this guy's gay. He could still see the delusion. It really speaks for itself. It really does. It speaks for itself. This is crazy behavior. Delusional. Honestly, very delusional. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below in the comments, man.
On Soy, she accused him of all sorts of nasty things based on his skin color, but they're the tolerant ones.
Antifa, it's not real, yeah? It's pathetic, it's disgusting. And let everyone know in your... Yeah, you can show my face, yeah? Let everyone know that... You feel me back? Yeah, that's all good. You guys, go on. No, go on.
No, it's the fact that you lied to us.
We didn't lie to you.
No, you did.
What does all this say?
Okay, let me change my mind, okay? Let me
Keep an eye on the board.
You worked... You're a racist. You worked really well with your work.
As well, you know.
How do I manage to be racist with my black? Is that true?
No. Say that again?
Can I be black and racist?
Yes, of course you can.
How's that?
Because racism is discrimination against any other race, you backwards idiot. You guys have such a fool way of thinking. Yeah, record me. I look sexy. And what? And do you think I care? Both of you, it's like you... Look, actually, he's getting annoyed, isn't it? He's keeping quiet, because he knows I'm right.
It's so ironic that these wokies are the ones to go unhinged and ruin someone's stand like this. Earth to wokey white boys. Wokies hate you too.
Yeah, but like when you're talking about the immigration debate, you said if you were here illegally, then you should get deported. I feel like that is stopping.
That's a very moderate view, by the way.
I feel like that's stopping like a more progressive debate on how we could help solve the immigration crisis. And
you solve it by deporting the criminals, aka every single one that broke our laws to come here. That's a very moderate position.
But I'm just saying, like, there's like ideas out there that America's this free land, and if you come here, you make it rich. Like, there's a false narrative that's like going out, that's like causing people to come here illegally, and like they try to cross the Rio Grande, and they unfortunately, like, a lot of times, like, if Border Patrol can't save them, then it stops them. So I think there's a more progressive conversation.
I'm sure there's more progressive.
Get rid of the criminals for real. I mean, not everybody has to get deported, obviously, because there's people that are coming in here that are actual good people that can contribute to America. But for the criminals, of course, you got to get them out of here. You don't want criminals here, man. We don't want no crime. We don't like that stuff. But he's not saying, from what it looks like, he's not saying that he wants all illegal immigrants to be gone, just the illegal ones. And that's for the majority of people. Everybody is okay with migration, with immigrants. Everybody is okay with it. It's the criminals that are coming in, the people that are going to cause terrorist attacks to us. Those are the things that we are like, we don't want those guys over here. We don't want them over here, honestly. But let's continue.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm not here to be progressive.
Okay.
These wokies just can't wrap their heads around the idea that law and order need to be followed on immigration.
You don't want any immigrants speaking other languages, or you just want?
No, I want the government to have an official language of the U.S. Our documents are written in English.
So what's the issue with there not being an official?
Because a nation of foreigners is not a nation; it's a colony. You're foreign to one another.
Well, that kind of goes against capitalist ideas, though.
Why?
That's all diverse. In a capitalist society, you want a free market with free choices.
Yeah, but the best ideas win. So the diversity is not the strength. The excellence is the strength.
Well, the diversity is the platform for the strength.
So diversity is a temporary condition to eventually get to excellence, right?
That's temporary.
Because if you have really bad food poison food and really good food, the good food is going to win out. So it's not the diversity of food, it's the competition of it.
The diversity argument is so easily dismantled. The wokie needs to learn that it's excellence and not just differences that make a country great. For more wokie videos, click on the screen.
And shout outs to woke folks. Great video, man. Tune into their channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for them. They got some good content for sure, man. That was very good. That was entertaining. Let me know y'all thoughts about that down in the comments below, man. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. It was an amazing show. I thank y'all for coming in, tuning in. All those that took their time to say what up and took their time to just stop in and watch for a few seconds or left a like. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do appreciate y'all viewership. It means a lot to me. Hold up. I gotta get that back, huh? I gotta get that back. My bad, y'all. But I appreciate y'all viewership. I really do. It's been a great show. I will be back again soon this week, and we'll make it happen. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on the video. And if you're new, man, make sure you guys comment. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Until next time.